Aloha everyone, and welcome back to Aloha Jen's beauty blog. For those of you that are new here, hi, my name is Jen and I am a licensed esthetician in the state of California. Well, welcome to this Chatty Get Ready With Me video. If you are a current subscriber here, you may have noticed that I did put up a makeup video earlier this week, but I deleted it. I wasn't happy with the way that that video came out, and it's because I've been under so much stress this week. A lot of things been going on in my family and at work and just in life in general, and I just have not been feeling good. Like, matter of fact, this morning when I woke up, I felt like I got hit by a train. So I have been just kind of like taking a mellow day today. My husband and I are going to go out to dinner this evening, and it's going to be like my last hoorah dinner because I'm starting my new healthy lifestyle tomorrow, which is Sunday. Today is Saturday, by the way. This will probably go up on Sunday. So I'm going to go out with a bang with my favorite cuisine, which is Mexican food. I love Mexican food. But yeah, so a little bit of a rough week. I haven't been really into filming lately because I have a lot of things going on outside here. I'm just like, I'm at a creative block right now. And with my busy schedule, it's become harder and harder for me to film videos because I don't necessarily have a set schedule and a routine. So we'll see what happens when my routine gets set and I get accustomed to it. If I feel like I want to create videos, because right now I just don't know about creating YouTube videos anymore. I'm just struggling mentally and physically. Putting yourself out here, it does mess with you mentally. And lately I'm going through that. Lately I've been feeling like I'm not good enough to be out here because like my videos aren't getting views, I'm not getting likes, and it just kind of makes me feel like, why am I doing this? If only like 100 people are going to watch my video. And it's like, it's about like 65% who are not subscribed to my channel watch my videos more than those of you who are subscribed. So I'm just gonna, start turning the wheels in my head and see what I could do to see if I could revamp the channel. If I can't revamp the channel, then I am going to retire, as I am approaching 7 years. Next month, February 18th, will be my 7-year anniversary here on YouTube of uploading videos. I've had this channel since 2012, but I didn't start creating videos until 2018. And right now I'm burnt out in all areas of my life, and here too, by the way, just here too. I just feel like my videos don't mean anything anymore, and I can't keep like the same 5 people happy if I want to have a preference here or a presence here. So we'll see what happens with the future, and either way, I'll let you guys know when my last video will be when that time comes. I have another announcement. I am officially retired from the treatment room. I did my last facial today. My clients are moving out of California, so I won't be working on clients anymore. I do have my best friend, which I do give facials to her once in a while. But yeah, I'm officially closing up my business, and I'm happy about this because my body can't really take it anymore. It's taking a toll on my body, and these last couple weeks I've been going strong with working on my clients and giving them their goodbye facials. And then it also takes a toll on my bank account because as products are getting more expensive these days, I have to increase my prices for facials, and a lot of my clients, they don't want to pay it. So it's just that, in order to make it, ends meet, they're used to my cheap prices, and plus they're moving out of the state anyway. So I'm retiring, yay! All right, so in this look today, I'm gonna do the electric lilac look with the Natasha Denona Roxa palette or Roxa palette, and the Huda Beauty Ube collection. So we're gonna do that because that was requested. I did get my hair cut this week, and today was the first day that I actually, you know, did it from wet to dry, and I'm kind of feeling like I might have made a mistake with the cut. I think I might have went a little bit too short. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see. I'm not so sure if I'm liking the cut right now. I'm kind of thinking, what did I do? I have to wear it curly still to see what it's gonna look like. I'm not so sure about that, but I also used the Color Wow Speed Dry to blow out my hair today, and I'm thinking it just it's making my hair kind of really big right now, so that could be it too. But I don't know. I'm just confused right now. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna go in with my Huda Beauty Cherry Blossom. What is this called? Faux filter corrector. And I'm gonna put this all the way around my eyes. I like to use this to help brighten any darkness that I have, and also I like to use it as an eye primer when I'm using any like purples, pinks, berries, mauves eyeshadows, because it does give the skin like a pink hue and it looks really pretty with the eyeshadow. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take my Nikki LaRose N16. So even though I don't really need this to brighten my eyes because my eyes have been looking really good, I do just have the darkness in here that I'm going to apply that color corrector. It's more of the blue. I just still love the way that this looks on the skin, and especially for the eyeshadow primer. So you do have to set this really well too, by the way. Otherwise your eyeshadow will crease. So I'm just blending this in all over around my eyes. And I hope you guys have had a great week. I'm struggling. I'm going back. Friday I started back at my old position at my job. The girl that they hired to replace me from when I left, she's officially on maternity leave. Now, I don't know if she's going to be coming back. If she doesn't come back, then I will stay in that position. But if she does come back, then I won't be in that position anymore. And then I'll probably have to go back to living my life by the seat of my pants again. So I'm gonna let this kind of settle before I set it, and then we're gonna go in with the Dior Hydra Nude Foundation. I am in the shade 2.5N. Now I just have my normal skincare on. It's like 3:30 in the afternoon and I did not apply sunscreen. What I did is when I got out of the shower, I applied my skincare and I let it settle on my skin while I was blowing out my hair. And that's why I'm so red, is from the blowout. It got really, really hot in here. I got really, really hot and flushed. Excuse me. So I did my normal daytime skincare routine, minus the sunscreen, let it sit on my skin. So we have a really good canvas for this foundation. I'm not using a primer on my skin. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give it a good shake, and I'm gonna put one pump on my hand here. So that's one pump. So this is like a gel serum foundation. As you see, it looks kind of thick, but it doesn't feel heavy on the skin. And this feels more like a hydrating serum on the skin. So I'm taking my Nikki LaRose N17 foundation brush, and I'm gonna start applying this by working it out from the center of my face where I have the most redness, and this is where I need the most coverage, and I'm just blending it out. So this is a really beautiful foundation. It's very, very hydrating. It's not as hydrating as the Dior Forever Skin Perfect foundation stick. That one is a little bit heavier on the skin and it is more hydrating. It's perfect for dry skin. This is great, I think, for normal dry skin. even like, I would say like oily skin, but you'd want to probably maybe still wear a mattifying primer because you might get some oil breakthrough. I mean, everybody's skin is different when they say it's oily. I get an oily T-zone and I do get a little shiny right in through here, but nothing that is like it breaks the foundation apart or anything like that. If you have oily skin, I would say you could try this for sure. And you definitely probably might like it for your skin for the winter time, but maybe in the summertime it might be too much. But for those of you who have dry, dehydrated skin and you want a foundation compared to a foundation stick, I would look into this foundation because I think it is absolutely beautiful. It's beautiful on the skin. It doesn't enhance my texture or, you know, settle into my fine lines and wrinkles. It looks like my skin, but better with a nice, radiant, healthy glow, not a super dewy, illuminating glow. Okay, so let me just take a look at this. I'm just going to continue to blend this into my skin. So normally I apply foundation with my fingers and go over it with a beauty blender, but I'm trying to get used to using a foundation brush because one of my favorite makeup channels out here, she's a professional makeup artist. Her name is Nikki LaRose, and she said that applying your foundation is best with a brush versus your fingers because you can get in there and really blend it out into the skin like how it's intended to. And also you get a longer wear out of the foundation. So, and it looks better on the skin. So we'll see. I've been testing it out. I love her foundation brush. I have all the BK Beauty foundation brushes, and this one is my favorite because I love how flexible it is. Now I'm going to put a little bit of this on more in the center of my face here. I'm going to make sure I get around my mouth a little bit more. And I'm going to take it down too. So I'm just grabbing a little bit more. I didn't even take like a half a pump. And now I'll blend that into my nose. So this actually adheres to my nose pretty good. Today it's not so much because I did a mask today on my skin. I did the Calisum Night Recovery Mask this morning to help give my skin some life from having a stressful week and have it look nice and pretty for a nice makeup application for my date night tonight. Okay, so I'm going to just take a closer look. See where I need to blend it out a little bit more. Make sure it's blended in my hairline here. Okay, I think that's good for now. I think I am going to have to go in with a smaller brush. I have this Angie A506 Kit & Paw Concealer brush. And I'm just going to kind of go around my nose. I'm going to take what's left on my hand with the foundation and kind of dab it. Nope, that's not going to work. I'm going to take a little tiny bit more of the foundation. I don't want to use too much. I'm kind of using this as my concealer too, a little bit around my nose, because I don't really need to put concealer anywhere around my face, just underneath my eyes when I'm done cleaning up my eyeshadow. Okay, so with this foundation, I would say like it is self-setting. So if you have dry skin, you don't have to use powder with it if you don't want to. It does set pretty nicely on the skin. Feels a little sticky right now, but it's set really nicely on my hand. And I will still powder this foundation, but however, I'm going to do mainly a light powdering because it is dry here since it is winter time. And if I use too much powder right now on my skin when it's really dry, what happens is it dries out my skin. So, but I will do a main dose of powder here in my T-zone and a little bit outside here just to help set the foundation, because this is my problem area with my wrinkles. And I like to set that so the foundation doesn't settle into the wrinkles there. So, all right. So, oh, by the way, my Calisum order came in. Yay! This came in Friday. So this is my open box of my Night Recovery Complex. So this came in yesterday. Yay! And then that bundle deal is still going on. I believe it's going on until the end of January, which is such a great deal. And then this is how much of the MAC cream I have left. Hopefully you can see it. I'm more than halfway done with this. I started putting it on my chest last week a little bit. So I think this is gonna last me probably a little bit over 2 months. I've been using it for 6 weeks now. Again, I've been using a lot of it, probably more than what I need to, but that's okay. I'm loving the results. I'll try to not use as much of it in my next jar. Okay, so as you can see, you see how my eyes have that pretty pink hue from the Cherry Blossom color corrector. It's gonna look really pretty with the eyeshadow. So now I'm gonna go in with my Charlotte Tilbury. This is my airbrush flawless setting powder, and I'm loading up my Nikki LaRose from BK Beauty N14 brush with the powder, and I'm going to set that color corrector so we have a nice smooth eyeshadow application. I'm not going to set it underneath my eyes because I am going to apply concealer on top. Okay. All right, so we're set. Hopefully I didn't cover my face. Sometimes I get carried away in these videos and I cover my face. So now we're gonna go into the Natasha Denona Roxa palette. All right, so here it is. So we're gonna use Velour, Jacaranda, Regal, and Dixie, and this color right here, which I cannot read for the life of me because Eclipse. Okay, now I can read it today. So Eclipse. So we're going to use those. If you wanted to be a little bit different with this and keep it more of a pinky look, you can add the Flutter instead of using Dixie here. But let me get into the look. So the first color I'm going to go into is going to be Velour, which is this really pretty electric lilac shade. This really looks like the Huda Beauty Ube birthday cake once I apply it on my eyelids. So I'm just going to start by applying this to the outer corner of my eye. And I'm going to go pretty much almost all like halfway in with this color. Get a nice little wash of color here on the lid. And I'm using the BK Beauty N13 brush, which is from the Nikki LaRose eyeshadow collection. So I'm grabbing a little bit more. Then I'm going to start putting this up on my crease here. Up pretty high, like almost to my brow bone. And I'm going to start blending that into my eye. Wow, the eyeshadow is really adhering to this eye really well today. Yay! So I did use the Neova Super Eye Lift Serum today, and it's really helping my eyeshadow. The other day when I created this look, I was using the Illuminating Eye Serum. That I do not like with makeup. That's great if you're not going to wear any makeup. So now I'm going to do the same thing over here to this eye. Start out on that outer corner. Do you see how pretty this color is? So I'm just like working that color into my eye. I'm gonna grab more. So this Natasha Denona palette is really pretty. I love the formula of this. This is her new formula for matte shadows. I believe it's called the Slip Matte formula. So she came out with this formula specifically for this palette because purples are really hard to formulate with and come out with a formula that doesn't look patchy when you apply it. So, and then I believe she has carried it over into the rest of her new palettes that have come out since this was released. So this is kind of bright today. Ooh, we're really purple in it there today. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go into the Huda Beauty Icy Nude palette. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab this light pink shade right here, which is called IDGAF. And I'm gonna use this to blend out that velour shade on my brow bone. So I'm blending out the edges and applying that color to my brow bone at the same time. So this will actually soften the eye look. Yes, looks so much better now. Not so bright. Okay, so next we're gonna go into this true purple shade, which is called Jacaranda. And I'm gonna grab a MAC pencil brush. If I'm reading this correctly, it is a 2-1, I think it's a 213S. So I'm gonna grab some of that purple shade and I'm going to put this on the very outer corner of my lid just to give me a little bit of depth there. Okay, grab some more. I just love this palette. Have any of you guys picked up this palette? I think it's so pretty. If you love purples, lilacs, and pinks, you will love this palette. And it's going to be on par for spring too, since nude eyeshadows are in, or I'm sorry, pastels are in right now, and a lot of these companies are releasing their, like, a lot of lilacs. I'm seeing a lot of lilacs and mint green. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is I'm going to take this flat tip brush and I'm gonna grab this shimmery shade here, which is called Regal. It's sort of like a very muted lilac pink shade. And the shimmer in here, it's not really that shimmery. It's very, very muted, very wearable shimmer on the eyelid. So I'm just putting that on the inner corner where we did not put velour. Such a pretty shade. So yeah, I did my sauna blanket today. It made me feel really, really good. And then tomorrow I'm going to start meal prepping. I'm going on the Body for Love program. I've become insulin resistant. Yes, the joys of perimenopause. So I gotta get my health in check. So as soon as I get everything settled down, if it works out great to where I can still create content and get everything that I need to get done, then it will happen. But if my views don't go up, so I'm going in with that like sort of deep dark purple shade, which is called Eclipse. And I'm putting a very fine line of that right on the outer corner of my upper lash line, just to give me a little bit more depth right there. And I'm using a Rephr 29 brush, and the flat tip brush that I use is a Rephr 28. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with the shimmer shade, And the shade that we're gonna go into, this is like sort of kind of like a shade topper. And this is the shade called Dixie. So in this, it has like, it looks sort of like light pink, and there's pink, purple, and blue sparkles in here. Now, if you wanted something that was gonna be a little bit more sparkly and just lean on the pink side, I would go with Flutter. Flutter is one of my favorite colors in here, and I have been loving the shade Dixie too. So this one is really, really pretty. Now I'm gonna use the Angie A505 brush. This is a great brush to apply your shimmer shades to that have the glitter. Any shimmer shade, but some of these with these glitters in it, it's really, really pretty. Now, it doesn't apply it as intensely as it would if you were to use your finger, but it still does a good job. And if you want more intensity, you can wet your brush too beforehand. So this just adds a little bit of pop over that Regal shade. Since that Regal shade is pretty muted, we want a little bit more pop here in my inner corner. Okay, perfect. So pretty, so pretty, love it. Okay, so now I'm gonna grab my Rephr 23 brush, and I'm gonna grab that true purple shade, which is called Jacaranda. And I'm gonna line the outer corner of my lower lash line with this. Okay, do the same thing on the other eye. I don't know why I've opened my mouth like that. It doesn't make a difference, Jennifer. Okay, so I went a little bit more than halfway there. And next I'm gonna take my Rephr 03 brush, and I'm gonna grab the shade Velour, which we used here in my crease and on the outer corner. And I'm gonna start at the inner corner of my lower lash line, and then I'm going to blend that and sort of smoke it out into that purple shade. And I'm gonna do the same thing over here. So I did wear this eyeshadow look to work yesterday. I got a lot of compliments on it. I wore this makeup look to work yesterday. Everybody loved it, and I was shocked because I don't usually wear color like this at work, but everybody loved it, especially the rosy under eye with the Huda Beauty Ube cream blush filter and the Ube birthday cake easy bake powder. So okay, so that's it for the eyes for right now. Now let's do some cleanup with my concealer. So let me go ahead and do that. So I'm going to use the Kulfi concealer, and this is the shade Cocoa Crush. So let me just go ahead and start placing that underneath my eye. And this is going to be cleanup and shape. So I'm going to go back in with my Nikki LaRose N16 concealer brush, favorite concealer brush. And I'm gonna just start spreading that concealer underneath my eye and using the very tip of the brush where the fibers are, and start cleaning up my eyeshadow. I come up here at the end of my eyebrow, and I come up at an angle to give my eyes a lift and clean up that eyeshadow that is out of bounds. And then I feather very lightly the rest of that concealer into my skin so it blends seamlessly. Now, I really love this Kulfi concealer. I think it is really beautiful. Okay, so there we go. Now I'm going to do the same thing over here on this eye. Okay. the same thing, get the concealer, start kind of blending it by dabbing it, and then taking the fibers of the brush, getting close to that lash line to where I thin out the eyeshadow line, and then shape the rest of my eye. Make sure they're even. Okay, and then I'm gonna take the fibers and then blend that concealer out. Into the rest of the skin. Okay, so you know what? I think I'm gonna take my beauty blender. It's dry, but I'm gonna kind of go over that concealer just a little bit. So I think I got just a little bit too much. Okay, there we go. Now I'm gonna do a foundation check. I'm gonna take what's left on my brush here from the concealer and go around my lips a little bit and on my nose. And take what's left over and go in between my brows here. Okay. I'm so dehydrated. Oh, my skin doesn't look so hot today because I've been so dehydrated. Stress really like takes all your hydration out. All right, so now we're ready for bronzer. So I'm gonna go in with the Dior contour stick in tan. And I'm gonna grab the BK Beauty 116 brush. This is great for applying your cream bronzers, contours, and blushes. So I just take the tip of the brush and I just swipe it onto the stick so I can get a little bit, because these are really pigmented and you can get too much, but they are easy to blend into the skin. But I just don't want to go too heavy too soon. And then also it helps me control it from not getting it into my blonde hair and changing the color of my hair. So I'm just gonna go for a little light bronze today. This is really, really pretty. I love these contour sticks. So I'm gonna grab some more of this tan shade and I'm gonna use this as like a bronze tour for my cheeks. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing over here. I'll do a little bit more blending with that too. So take it up and just be careful with my hairline. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to cover. See how pretty this is? I'm gonna go a little bit more up here. I'm just trying not to be blinded by the LED lights on my mirror here. And I have to have the lights because otherwise it's gonna be too dark. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my foundation brush and I'm just going to go around that cream contour and then come up here around my hairline and blend it, and then kind of blend it a little bit more on my forehead. See how pretty that is? And by the way, I don't know if I've mentioned that in the foundation, I am using the shade 2.5N. I could get away with 2N, and the same thing for the Dior Skin Perfect foundation stick. What I noticed is that these do have a tendency to oxidize. On me, it goes like a little bit darker. So, but I don't mind that because I can work around it. And what's cool is I don't have to worry about getting a summer shade. I'm set. So, so we'll see though when that time comes if that's going to be true. But yeah, they do tend to oxidize, so just take that into consideration. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, so that was the Dior contour stick in tan. And now I'm going to go in with the Dior contour stick in medium. And I'm going to use this underneath my chin here for my contour. So I like to go right now, since it is winter time, using something that's a little bit deeper like this. Right here is fine. In the summertime, I think this is going to work best to contour my cheeks. So I'm going to go in with that BK Beauty 116 brush, and I'm just going to start to blend this out into my jawline. Once I get it where I want it, I'm just going to blend it down right underneath my jaw, just like that. See? Snatched now. Okay, do the same thing over here with this one. Yeah, so a little bit of these go a long way. I love them. They blend so beautifully into the skin. They are fragranced, just so you know. The foundation is fragranced. It's the same fragrance as the Skin Perfect foundation stick. However, I find that the foundation stick and the contour sticks are a lot stronger than the Dior Forever Nude foundation. If you're sensitive to fragrance, avoid all these products. I haven't had any issues with my skin breaking out or causing any redness or irritation. The only irritation I got from the fragrance in these products was when I was sick and my respiratory system was sensitive. That was the only time, and it just made me really sniffly, and I was sneezing, but other than that, I haven't had any issues. So I'm going to go back into the tan shade, and I'm grabbing my Patrick Ta nose contour brush, taking the slanted tip. I probably got too much of this, so I'm just going to lightly just kind of stamp it on the skin here, and then and then I will blend it in. Oh, I didn't get too much. That's good. So give me a little bit of warmth there and a slight contour. So again, bronze tour on the nose. All right, so pretty. So I'm just gonna kind of go over this a little bit. All right, so now we're ready for some powder. So let's do it. Yay! Here's my cap. Make sure you always put the caps back on these sticks because they will dry out very, very easily. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with the Huda Beauty Cherry Blossom Easy Bake Powder. And I'm gonna set this on the areas where I want some brightening on the face. So I just take it, sprinkle it on the lid. I'm gonna go in with the Nikki N14. This is a multi-purpose brush, love it. You can use this for concealer too. Powder underneath the eyes. You can use it for touching up. If you're noticing that your foundation is gathering or settling, you can just take this and lightly brush it. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna start right here. And then I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna go to the inner part of the corners of my eyes, down along the bridge of my nose, or the sides of my nose, and then down the bridge of my nose here, and then right here above my eyebrows. That's the brightening that I'm going to use with this. Okay, so that's it. Hopefully you guys saw that. I'm so out of it these days. Okay, so that's it for the Easy Bake from Cherry Blossom. Next, I'm gonna go in with my Makeup by Mario. This is number 3 Neutral Peach. And I'm gonna use this for the perimeter of my face. So on my forehead and over out in here. So here we go. I love this powder. If you have dry skin and you want to use a powder to set your foundation, I highly recommend looking into the Makeup by Mario powders. They're very, very light and they don't dry out your skin. The Huda Beauty powders, if you have dry skin, they may be a little bit too much for you, just so you guys know. Oh, gosh, it's getting close to time. Hopefully my husband doesn't come in here while I'm filming this. All right, so I'm going to go in and go off camera, and I'm going to put on brows and mascara, and then we'll come back for lips and cheeks. I'll be back. Okay, brows and mascara is set. I use the Cali Ray Come Hell or High Water mascara and the Anastasia Volumizing Brow Gel in the shade Taupe. Now we're ready for some blush. So with this Ube Cream blush, it is very light. If you have fair to light skin, this will look so beautiful on you, and you won't need to build it up as much. If you have light to medium, you're going to want to apply a hefty amount on the cheek in order to get a good color payoff with this. So here we go. So I'm going to start loading this up, and I'm just going to put a good amount of this on my cheek, and I'm going to take this up underneath my eye too. So as you can see, that is a pretty good amount. Now I'm going to go in with the BK Beauty. This is their 112 brush. This is like the small angled face brush. I love this for applying my liquid blushes. So what I do is I'm just going to start blending this in, and I do take it a little bit high underneath my eye and into my hairline. So, okay, so here it is. As you can see, the way I applied that, it automatically gave my eye a lift. Now we're going to do the same thing on this side. So again, just apply a heavy amount of this, and I won't need to reapply this. This is going to be enough. Okay, and then start to blend that in just like this. I'm taking it a little bit higher. Okay, so there we go with the blush. So we're gonna let that settle for just a minute, and we're gonna go in with lips. So I'm gonna go in with the Huda Beauty Lip Contour 2.0 in Muted Pink, and I'm gonna line my lips like this. So I ordered the full size of these, and I ordered another round of the Ube collection from Huda Beauty. I had some reward points, and if you got all 3 of the products from this Ube collection, it was 15% off from their website. And I found out that I guess all the items in this collection are limited edition. So, oh, normally I can't contour underneath my lip, and I didn't do that today. Oh well, that's okay. So that is Muted Pink. I love these 2 lip liners. This is, I think, Pinky Brown. Yeah, Pinky Brown and Muted Pink. But I went with more of the pinky color. The other one works well with this look too. So now I'm just going to go over my lips and clean up them just a little bit with my concealer brush. Okay. Gonna let that set on, and now we're gonna go in with the Easy Bake powder in Ube Birthday Cake. There it is. And I'm just gonna grab a little bit of this, and I don't have one of those triangle puffs. I just have a regular powder puff, and I'm gonna grab that powder on the powder puff. There it is, right there. Take it on my hand, and then I'm gonna start applying this underneath my eye, and a little bit on top of that blush, not all the way. So you see the difference. So I did apply that cherry blossom powder right here, the inner corner too, like right in through here. So where I applied the Ube birthday cake, that actually brightened right there instead of making it look rosy. And then over here where I didn't apply it, it actually came up and gave my under eye a little bit of a rosy glow to it. And then as you can see, it looks more lifted too. So we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So I'm just grabbing some more of that powder, putting it on my hand, and doing the same thing over here. I'll put a little bit more right here. Okay, and here we go. Here is my rosy underlook. I'm just gonna kind of dust this a little bit. Okay, so that is the Ube birthday cake Easy Bake Powder by Huda Beauty, and I love this. I think it is so pretty. Like, all skin tones can get away with this, but those of you who have like medium to tan skin with a golden or a golden undertone, I think you're gonna really like this for brightening. For me, it doesn't really brighten unless I put it over the cherry blossom. For me, it gives me more of that rosy look. It looks beautiful on all skin tones. You can go in a little bit lighter and, you know, have fun with this. But see, since it is that lilac color, and if you look at the color wheel, like purples cancel out yellow tones. So if you have concealer or foundation that might be a little bit too yellow, this will help brighten those up because it is a purple in nature. So now we're going to go in with the Ooh Baby Faux Filler Lip Gloss. Now, these glosses, honestly, there is nothing special about them, but I like the way that they look and feel on my lips. There is a learning curve to applying these. You got to make sure that you don't apply a thick layer and you don't get it too close into your lips. With a lighter color like this, if you apply it too close to the inside of your lips, you will see more of that stringing and gathering. So I just apply a little bit of a layer. And I love this because it gives the illusion that my lips are fuller and smoother without any irritation. And they're very hydrating. Now, they don't taste very good. They smell like vanilla, but I love the way that they look on my lips, and they're not too pricey and they just look beautiful. So, all right, so here is the makeup look. What do you guys think? I think I'm gonna go throw on my clothes really quick, and then I'll come back and we'll do a final look and let me know. Okay, so here we are with my, like, I don't know, is this aubergine sweater? So one last thing I wanted to do with my eyes is I wanted to go in with that IDGAF shade, this very light icy pink matte shade. And I'm gonna put that here on the inner corner as a highlight to brighten that area a little bit more. I love this shade, it's so pretty. All right, so what do you guys think of this makeup look? I think it's gorgeous. It's gonna be so pretty for spring. This rosy blushy under eye look is gonna be very in for spring, just so you guys know. But I love all these products that we use today. I love this Dior Forever Hydra Nude foundation. I think that this is going to be a beautiful foundation for my skin in the summertime because it is very hydrating, but it's very light too. Now, I love the Forever Skin Perfect foundation stick too. And this is the one that I've been preferring lately because it is hydrating. Both of these are very hydrating. I would say this one is a bit more hydrating and would be better for those of you that have dry skin. So if you're looking for something that's quick and easy, because it is a foundation stick, easy to travel with, you don't mind the fragrance, I highly recommend the stick foundation. It is one of the most beautiful ones I've ever tried. And then the new Hydra Nude foundation is very pretty too. It's very skin-like. This could be a light to medium foundation. You can build it. Same thing with the foundation stick. I love both of these foundations and they get my approval for mature skin. It's just if you have oily skin, I would say, you know, you'd have to test them out to see for yourself, but we'll see. But yes, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll have all the products listed in Shop My Shelf for you, and I will see you in the next one. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bye.